What's good, people? We meet once again for another full body calisthenic workout. Instead of it being 5 in the morning, it's now 5 in the afternoon. So, shout out to all the people with busy lives. Shout out to California traffic, because don't we just love it? And as you see here, I had a pretty impromptu workout for the most part. I was just going to a birthday party at a park, right? There also was some sort of like baseball game or something going on in the background. You might see that when I clip to the main view. And I saw a basketball court. I didn't have my ring, so I was like, I got my wrist straps on, so let's go do some pull-ups. So I just jumped to the top of the rim. I understand that that's not necessarily accessible to everybody who's not exactly 6 feet, but you know, we make things work from whatever height we are. One thing I guess you could do is do some sort of like action kick, but the push-ups weren't the main part of, some type of action kick jump is what I'm really referring to. But the push-ups for the most part weren't the main part of the workout. As you see, that was simply just a warm-up, as well as those fist push-ups. And then of course I close out the workout with a similar warm down, I guess you could say. Warm up would have been at the beginning of the workout. But here you see the workout was mostly core and shoulders / upper chest. Since I'm doing a very wide version of a wall assisted push-up. And then later you can see I do some pike push-ups, as well as some knee raising and leg raisers. So for the most part, this is what I mean by impromptu calisthenics, or really just calisthenics as a form of main resistance training in general, is like the yoga of calisthenics, or the yoga of resistance training for the most part. It can be done basically anywhere. It requires little to no equipment. It's free 99. It requires no financial investment unless you want to maybe consider like wrist straps or other protective things. Perhaps you would maybe want to use some weights later on in your calisthenic journey. However, for the most part, you can just simply increase the variability and difficulty and resistance of the exercise by either doing something like removing a limb, going up higher, or just maxing out full high reps. For the most part, could be an easy replacement for weights, and in many ways will build more muscle than weights simply can in certain areas. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and clip to the rest of the workout, because there's not really much more to say other than impromptu calisthenics with no equipment can be done at pretty much any level. And all you really need is something like a basketball hoop, some like maybe a bench or something if you're willing to do some sort of pike push-up and pike press, and perhaps just patience and skill, really, to benefit your resistance training journey. You know, whenever you put your mind to something and you really pursue something, you will get what you want with due time and with enough effort, really. Like Yoda said, don't try, just do. I'm sure he's probably not the first to say that. I'm sure George Lucas was probably inspired by some other Shaolin monk or something like that to write that into the script, because there's absolutely a lot of truth to it. If you just start and you just remain consistent, over time you will get somewhere. That's it, people. Peace. I thought this was kind of funny how at the end of the push-ups, I guess some kind of like bee or like a spider or something, I don't know, I don't remember, was kind of messing with me. So I did like some kind of like lean back dodge, you know, because I didn't want to get stung or bit by whatever it was. Anyway, back to the video. Okay, so I thought this part right here was also a pretty valuable learning lesson to kind of like commentate over and speak about. So right here, as you see, I was clearly struggling with literally just to get up to do the wall assisted push up from the front, but I was really struggling to get those last three reps in, right? So, I mean, I still pushed through. I kind of like I basically hit failure on that last one. But for the most part, like I just kind of got back up there and like really David Goggins pushed myself to do like another set for the most part. However, just because like you hit failure and that's not like your, I guess maybe your max or your PR for that, because the goal was to get 4 sets of 5. That's pretty much what I've been doing with all these exercises, 4 sets of 5, because it really doesn't take that much volume when you're dealing with your own body weight to build much muscle and strength in this area. And since I'm trying to learn the handstand, like just freestanding handstand without any type of wall assistance, really all I'm trying to do is just build strength. So you don't really need high repetition quite yet. Now, when you do eventually get to that level, then you can do all the high repetition stuff, and then you'll build a lot of muscle on your shoulders for the most part, the frontal delts, the side delt, rear delt. That requires another video of explanation of how to hit. But as you see here, I flipped the camera over, and what you do is you usually, similar to like you would, you know, lifting weights or something like that, you lower the intensity of the exercise. So what I did was just do a few extra sets, or a few extra reps rather, of pike push-ups, and went a little extra deeper past the point of the table where I was doing the pike push-ups. So just an extra little tidbit, tips and tricks and advice for calisthenic training. You don't necessarily need to push through to your PR when you hit failure, but you do need to like possibly just lower the intensity and difficulty of the exercise.